You're listening to the icandemy podcast, the podcast for people who can but don't know how. This is where you get actionable steps to turn vague dreams into blissful realities. And I'm your host, Omoshola Victoria Wolabi. So let's get started. Hey you, yes you, we are waiting for you. Don't look around, I'm talking to you. You see, you're carrying something that we need. You owe the world your gifts, your knowledge, your skills, your story. It is truly that special. That superpower that you think doesn't mean much is the very thing that people go to colleges, spend thousands of dollars for, burn the midnight candle, work very hard to learn the very thing that you do so well. Because now you see, most times we discount the very thing that makes us great and we start to major in minor things. The truth is, you have a superpower, your creative genius. It just lies beneath the rubble of fear, doubt, and insecurities at the moment. But I have good news for you. I am here to help you clear that rubble so you can get past self-doubt and finally start working and thriving in your life and purpose. Now, if you've been wondering, what can my purpose, my calling, or my unique gifts do in this world? Then I've got something for you. Perhaps you're tired of dabbling and making excuses. I just recorded a gift for you. Now head on over to mogul.icandemy.org. It's mogul.icandemy.org. So it's mogul.icandemy.org to access your free gift. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the icandemy podcast. How you all doing? How was your week? Let me know by heading on over to www.icandemy.org to send me a voice message. I'm always excited to hear from you. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the secret to unshakable confidence. Why am I recording this? I just wrapped up our very first ever live workshop, on courageous confidence, and the responses blew me away. I was humbled by the quality of women that showed up for this courageous confidence workshop. And before I decided to actually do this workshop, I almost did not do it. Because I just felt, you know what, nobody really is interested in a topic like this. But boy, was I wrong. Because a lot of people, I do have clients that I work with, brilliant women who I work with in terms of strategy, building sales funnels and things like that. And I see that sometimes after, we're done with the work, funnels are ready, website is ready, everything is ready, strategy in place, they do not execute. And I wondered, it bothered me for so long until I realized in the place of prayer, I was praying about it one day because, yes, I do pray for my clients, okay? And I just heard the Lord say to me there, in that place of prayer, you are meeting them in the middle. You need to go back to the basics. And I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about, Lord? And it says, yes, you need to go back to the foundation. You are meeting them in the middle. That's why. And when I reflected and meditated some more, it became clear to me that I had to go back and create another program that dealt extensively with mindset. Hence the reason why our Mogul Mindset program was birthed, right? It came from that place of prayer. But in this instance, right, I was just thinking, okay, what about the people who cannot afford to work with me on that level? What happens? And that was why I decided to create the Courageous Confidence Workshop. It's a 3-hour live workshop where we got together and we worked live. We did the work live on the call. It was such a life-changing, humbling experience. I am super excited that I decided to push through and get it out there. So for those of you who were on the fence or did not join us, make sure you do not miss the next one coming up. Now, the tentative date for that is the 25th of January, 2022. May the Lord give us life. May He let us witness that date. We're going to be getting together again and hanging out and dealing with whatever is getting in the way of us executing our vision in 2022. So head on over to offers.icandemy.org/courageous to get all signed up. Now, what did we talk about on the workshop? I'm just going to give you a teaser of what we talked about on the workshop. So we dealt with the 3 areas that seems to impede our growth, which is clarity, confidence, and courage. Those three things I felt are so crucial to us actually taking steps to execute the vision that we know that we are capable of so that we can live the life we truly want to live. Now, in terms of clarity, we dealt with a high value, actionable, proven process to get clear on what makes us truly unique so that we can see the value that we bring to the table and create leverage in our lives. The second was confidence. We learned how to see our self-worth and love ourselves exactly the way we are. Because at the end of the day, every positive change that we'll ever make in our lives must come from the place of love. We also learned how to create alignment with who we are now, connecting it to the woman or man we know we are becoming, right? We also learned about courage. We learned how to disconnect negative thought loops and kick procrastination to the curb. We also learned how to turn failure into momentum by setting boundaries, boldly walking our own path. So basically, this program has been engineered to replace the feeling of wanting, or I want to be great, or I want to do this, in exchange with the confidence of knowing that yes, I can do this and I'm going to do that. So make sure you join us for the next workshop that's coming up. Okay, so what is the secret to unshakable confidence? That's what I want to share with you today. Just like I gave you right now, confidence starts with knowing what our abilities are. That is the secret of confidence. Number one, who are we? What are our abilities? In other words, what can we do, right? So confidence comes from knowing who we are, number one, and number two, what we can do. Now, I have another episode titled Who Am I? If you haven't heard it, you may want to head on over, scroll down a few episodes, and you will see that episode there, where it actually tackles the question that you need to ask yourself to unearth the truth about who we are. The truth is, when we come into this world, right? We come into this world, we come as babies, innocent, pure. And along the line, we are so confident when we come into the world. Imagine a baby is hungry, they just cry, expecting that somebody's going to run to them and feed them. That is rock solid confidence, knowing that I can just cry and someone's going to attend to my needs. And you, as the mother, you do. You respond to that cry, you attend to their needs. Okay, family, let's face it, we've all felt pain. We've suffered the losses. You know what it's like to want something so bad, but not see a path to its accomplishment. The question, however, is, do you know how to pick yourself up and move on despite what has happened? This is what I share with you inside of my new book, Good Medicine for the Crushed Spirit, a practical guide to helping you find purpose when adversity strikes. Inside this book, you will find personal stories, relatable biblical tales, and anecdotes that prove you are never alone in your despair and will inspire you to turn pain, discomfort, disappointment, or setbacks into something positive that works for you. So if you're ready to change your life in meaningful and purposeful ways, get your copy of this book today and let the transformation begin. So what happens as we grow older is we start to pick up all of these things from society that seems to renounce what we knew or what the confidence that we came with. Like, okay, you're growing up now, we start to hear things like no, 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 no all the time. And or you are not a baby anymore, or you are not supposed to get this. And all of those things becomes a pattern in our lives. When we hear something for so long, it becomes hardwired in our brain to start to think that, and therefore our confidence starts to dwindle. So at the end of the day, confidence starts from getting back to the basics, knowing that you are worth it, you are here for a reason, and finding out what that reason is absolutely crucial. Number two, once you know who you are and why you're here, the next thing is competence. I'll tell you a story. So as I was growing up, I saw Oprah one day on TV. And I was like, oh, there was something about her that drew me to her, right? Something about her that drew me to her. And I knew that I just wanted to be something like this woman when I grew up, okay? But now, the version of me then versus the Oprah that was seen, there's a long gap in between, right? So in that moment when I said, I'm going to be like that, it sounded like a lie. Why? I didn't have the tools, the resources, the expertise to be like that. That's fine. So what happens is a lot of us, when we think those things or come in contact with that thought in our mind, and then we look at our immediate surroundings, and it's not congruent with what the thoughts that we have in our mind, we tend to let those thoughts go, like, or we hear, maybe you share that with a friend and they'll say, oh, be realistic, wake up to reality. That's not even possible. And we accept that as the truth. But that's not true. What you should do instead is, as you have the thought in your mind, right, and you're seeing the vision of who you want to be, your job is to start the process of becoming that person that you hold clear in your vision by getting the tools, the education, the resources that you need to inch every step closer to that person that you see. In this case, if you know you want to get an education in the media, you haven't never done that before, you want to practice public speaking, that is the time where you start to build the foundation for that, right? So in other words, it starts with knowing who you are. Number two, it also starts with competence, right? Getting the required skills that you need to actually validate the claim you have in your mind that you have the potential to be that person. And that is the secret to unshakable confidence. Knowing who you are, number one, and number two, knowing that you have the tools and the resources you need to become that person that you are. I remember a while back, my son, a guest came to our house and gave my son chocolate, but my son was not aware, obviously. So he gave the chocolate to my husband and says, oh, this is for your son. Now, it was a bit late, so my husband put the chocolate in the fridge. The next day, I just rock up. I find the chocolate in the fridge. I pick it out and I rip it open, right? I start to eat this chocolate. And my son comes to me and is like, Mom, can I please have some? I give him a little piece from the chocolate. He has that. Then he comes back again. Mom, can I please have some? I'm like, nope, this is my chocolate. I'm not going to give it to you. Right? Then he goes and calls the sisters. Now you have all three of them come to me. Like, oh, can I have some? Can I have some? I give them some. And then when they kept coming back, I'm like, nope, I'm not giving you any more. So my son is like, oh, Mom, it's not fair. I'm like, it's fair because I already gave you before, right? Then my husband now walks out of the room and he sees what's going on. So my husband is like, wait, what is going on here? Was that the chocolate in the fridge? I'm like, yes, it is. And my husband watched us for like maybe 2 minutes. And he saw my son saying, Mom, please give me, please give me, please give me. And my husband said, do you actually know? Then he turns to my son and says, do you know that chocolate belongs to you? That's the chocolate a guest gave you yesterday. And I said it was too late and I put it in the fridge for you. So do you know that chocolate is actually yours? As soon as my son heard his father say that, he raises up his head, squares his shoulder, and turns around and says, Mom, hand it over. Give it to me now. It was no more, please, Mom, can I have some? Because now what was different in his behavior is the fact that he now understood that this thing in your hand is actually mine. So I should not be begging for it in the first place, right? And that's why a lot of us, we keep begging, we keep pleading, oh, can I be great? Oh, can I be this? Waiting for the approval of people, begging for things that are already yours. So I want us to take a cue from a 5-year-old boy who stood up to me and said, it's mine, give it back. And that's what confidence does for you. When you know who you are, you can stand straight, your head tall, your shoulders square, and say, give it to me. Walk into any room knowing that you are supposed to be there. Not begging to, can I be there or can I be this? No, it goes beyond that. So at the end of the day, confidence is a vital skill that we all have to cultivate because it's already in us. We just need to cultivate it. And again, I'm inviting you to not miss the one coming up in January. I'm super excited already. Head on over to offers.icandemy.org/courageous. You'll find the link somewhere beneath this episode. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. And remember, as always, keep on shining. Are you at the verge of quitting your online business? Wait. Before you do that, hear this. If you have been struggling to attract clients, I totally understand how that must feel. I was also at the verge of quitting as well because I just felt everything I was doing was making no sense, attracting no clients, and I was so broke and such in a state of despair. But fortunately, I cracked the code. I got the code and I'm about to hand it to you for free. So if you've been struggling to attract clients into your business and you're just at the verge of giving it all up, try this first. Head on over to learn.icandemy.org where I share with you how to make your first $10,000 online as a brand new coach, even if you have no social media following, yes, no huge email list, and no raving testimonials yet. Head on over to see how you can create a powerful system that works to attract clients and leads for you on demand. Head on over to learn.icandemy.org to get started. So there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And for more content like this, follow us on our social media handles. On Facebook, it's at icandemy, the Facebook page. On Instagram, it's at icandemy. Or come say hello over on my personal page. On Instagram, it's at Omoshola Speaks. On Facebook, it's Victoria Wolabi. Feel free to reach out, introduce yourself, say hello. I love meeting you. And if you have any stories that you feel will inspire another woman to action, I want to hear from you. I really do. I love hearing from you. Send me an email to hello@icandemy.org. So it's hello@icandemy.org.